Oops, I was a little bit early, but it's kind of good that I screwed that up. Totally my bad. Hey guys, Ash here, coming at you today and watcher of Realms. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you all here. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way today. Hey, expect a full, more robust guide on Gear Dungeon 2, but you guys have been asking me in the comments, Ash, why nothing on Gear Dungeon 2, man? I figured I would give you my progress so far. Working and very close to clearing stage 5 and unlocking Power of Dominance. So really close to that, but I wanted to get something out there right now. So I'm gonna do stage 4 without the Power of Dominance, turning it off for you guys and just kind of walking you through the strategy that I employed when beating this dungeon. Obviously, some of these heroes are really important, like Silas is super powerful, Hollow for rage regen, yada, 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 the range on a Zillitu and an Arrogance, but there's also a lot of viable substitutions in each of these roles. The only one that I would say is going to be very challenging to substitute is Silas getting all that damage from one hero, but I don't know if you guys have any ideas or maybe alternate variations of the strategy that we're going to talk about today, go ahead and let me know in the show notes below. So Gear Dungeon 2, you guys are probably familiar with the way that this dungeon works, but here's kind of the most popular heroes. Obviously Ardia, Brokir. Tried to make it as light as possible in terms of harder to get legendaries. So, you know, we took out an Ardia, for example, and a Brokir. We're going to be using a Wrath and a Baron on our team today, but it's cool to see a lot of Edith being used, and you know, obviously Hatsuit's going to be amazing as well with that burst damage. But I hopefully the idea here, guys, even if you don't have all the you know, the heroes that I have on this team, hopefully this kind of walking you through the strategy, you know, step by step, can give you some inspiration on how to tackle this dungeon, just given whatever heroes that you do have available on your account. Expect a more robust kind of like in-depth guide. I was gonna go over the bosses and everything in today's video, but I thought, you know what? Let's just show the run, turn off Power of Dominance, and kind of go from there. So we're going to start out with Wrath, right? We're going to put Silas over here. He's going to be facing up, right? So he's going to be covering that left-hand lane. So Silas up, Hollow over here. Hollow rage regenning against Silas. Now, as soon as this mob is dead, as soon as this dude, the first version of him dies before he turns into a spirit, right? We're going to pull Wrath off the board, and we're going to put one of our range fighters, in this case, Arrogance, down the bottom, facing obviously in the lane. Bloodbath just went out. We're going to go ahead and put a Baron in there. We're going to put a Zillitu over here. And you can kind of see the board. I'm going to slow it down. We'll do 1x speed the entire way through here, right? Baron, I was a little bit early. Doesn't need to be that early down on. Zillitu, as soon as this boss gets into her ultimate range, which is the same as her basic range, we're going to go ahead and pop that ultimate, okay? Timing is everything. If something's being screwed up, if something not working on this strategy on your run, it's probably to do with timing. So we'll walk through it as we go here. So we're going to pop Zillitu as soon as the boss gets in range. And then we're going to have our tank. In this case, it's going to be Torador. He's going to be ready to go right over here, okay? So here we go. Everybody's looking good right now, right? In terms of ultimates, all you really need to be concerned about, not your defenders or anything like that, just Hollow and Silas and Hatsuit, and Zillitu, excuse me, you know, our DPS essentially. So everything's looking great right now. See this boss up here? This square right here, right? 2 tiles ahead of Torador, right? When the boss reaches that tile right in the middle of this platform right here, that's when we're going to pop our Hollow and our Silas. It's really important. That's going to be the parameter that we pop our Silas on. We're going to get our healer down next, by the way. So we see the boss's movement. Healer can be played whenever. Silas, Hollow, okay? They're going to start out coordinated, but basically we're going to start popping Hollow as soon as she's available the rest of the duration of the battle, okay? Hatsuit's going to be over here. He's going to be facing up, or she, excuse me, is going to be facing up. In this case, we can pop Hatsuit right away. Later, we have to be more careful with the timing. Everything's looking good right now. Yeah, everything's golden, right? Can speed things up a little bit here. So we're just chilling. Nothing's really happening here. Bloodbath comes down again. Again, we're just going to be looking at Hollow right now. Going to activate Hollow ultimate as soon as it's available to power up Silas. Baron's doing fine down there. We don't need to use his ult, but we will just for the heck of it, right? Now what we want to do is keep an eye on this boss. Again, as that boss reaches this threshold, we're going to go ahead and pop Silas, okay? Next thing we want to be on the lookout for is Zilatu's ultimate, okay? We can't use it as soon as it comes up. Whoever your fighter is here, your range fighter, right? Don't want to use it right away because we're going to need her to basically 2 rotations, 2 bosses with 1 ultimate, okay? Wait until this boss dies before we use Hatsu's ult. Wait. About 2 seconds or so, then we can pop it, okay? As soon as this boss is down, pop a little, there we go. We can pop Hatsu. And then the bloodbath will come in and your team won't wipe, okay? So that's it. Now from here on out, Hollow, it's basically rinse and repeat this strat, okay? So again, we have the new boss down. Look at Zilatu. Look at that ult, right? To make sure your timing's right. We need to kill that boss ASAP. All right, everything's looking fine here. That boss is gonna die. We can pop Torador too. Might go a little bit faster. Again, we're gonna keep an eye on positioning here. Right now, we pop Silas. There we go. Hatsu's gonna be next on these mobs up here as soon as she gets to her ultimate, which is right now. Oops, I was a little bit early, but it's kind of good that I screwed that up. Totally my bad. We did Hatsu early and we screwed up the whole run. So I'll come back to you guys when we get to this area. We're back. We're not going to screw it up this time, but you see how I popped Hatsu a little bit early before this boss was dead, and I screwed up the entire run, okay? So I kept that in rather than just restarting, just to show you guys what happens if you make that mistake, right? You're gonna wipe. But now things have stabilized here. We did the same thing. We popped everybody, right? When or Silas, when the boss was rounding that area right there. Gonna go ahead and pop Hollow here, and now we're at 27 out of 35, and it should be smooth sailing from here on out, right? Only one more rotation. And again, guys, I hope this helps some of you guys planning this dungeon. It's a tough one. It's a tough dungeon, but I find it fun. I actually really enjoy this dungeon. I like the mechanics. Feels pretty diverse, and I feel like it gives room for different types of heroes to kind of shine in it. Let me know what you think about this dungeon overall, guys. I'd be really curious from your point of views as well. If you like it, you don't like it, yada, yada, yada. We can use Zilatu right away this time. I'm going to go ahead and we need Silas's Rage. A little bit late maybe on the Hollow, but we should be fine. Yeah, everything's still working out just fine here. 30 out of 35. At this point, we can just put everything on basically full auto from here on out, and that's the dungeon, guys. So that some of you guys glean something from this strategy. Let me know what you think of this dungeon, guys. The gear on all these champions is just mediocre. Nothing's like super special, but I'll really quickly show you the damage, of course, at the end. Y'all need the damage, right? Need to know the stats. So stats. Obviously, you know, no big surprises here. Arrogance, Silas, Hatsu. Well, you guys can see the rest, right? Good old Lily is our healer on the squad too, you might have noticed. I'll show you really quickly here. Silas and Arrogance would probably be the most important here, so let me pull them up. So Silas, we have Infernal Roar and we have Wicked Vengeance. You can see his total stats here is almost 12k on the attack, 358 on the attack speed, 81, 406. Hollow is in Invigoration as well. That's really important. I should have mentioned that at the top of the video. But getting Silas that damage boost is going to be incredibly helpful. That's why on our Hollow, we want to make sure that we have Invigoration to get that 10% attack bonus on Silas. Other than that, guys, that's basically it. Just standard gear the way you normally gear them. Nothing too special. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.